Hi, I'm Riley Balli, and this is my PBL project for 5th graders with a driving question of how can we protect our local animals and plants. So let's introduce the topic and why it's important. 5th grade students can connect this question to their everyday lives as many have seen or interacted with local wildlife. This question gives them a sense of responsibility and empowerment to make a difference in their own community and future. It also helps them understand how humans are connected to nature and how their actions impact the world around them. So, what are some of the learning goals? This question connects with many topics that students must be learning, such as science, as we are going to understand ecosystems, food chains, and how humans impact the environment, as well as many ELA standards, as we're going to be conducting research, summarizing information, and communicating findings through writings and presentations, as well as social studies, as we'll explore the relationship between communities and their local environment, and last but not least, art and technology, as students create visual or digital products to communicate their ideas. Now we move into week 1 of our actual project. We'll start by showing the students a local wildlife video or by inviting a park ranger or local environmental expert and start asking questions such as why are animals or plants disappearing? Then we'll have the students individually complete a KWL chart so students can brainstorm what they already know and what they want to learn with the upcoming project. Then, as the project moves forward, students will be put into groups and each team will select one species, an animal, or plant that they can focus on. They'll then research the plant or animal using books, websites, or communicate with that expert that was in class. Moving on to weeks 2, we're going to have the class move outside of the classroom and actually observe their environment around them in person. By visiting a nearby park, nature reserve, or schoolyard, we'll record individually our findings with pictures, drawings, or notes. I'll then ask for them to identify evidence of pollution, habitat loss, or an invasive species that they can identify. Students will reflect daily on what they observed and learned for the rest of the week. Moving on to week 3, we'll have our teams brainstorm how people can help based on what they chose to focus on. For example, are they going to be planting native species, cleaning up litter, or just educating others on what we can do better as a society? Students will then create their posters, brochures, or digital slideshows explaining their chosen conservation plan. Their projects will include facts, pictures, and an action step that the community can take. Then, at the end of the week, we'll have a peer review session. As students are already working in groups, I think that they can collaborate a little bit more, and we'll have the students share their drafts and give each other kind, helpful, and specific feedback to better their project. Moving on to our last and final week, we're going to be hosting a presentation fair. We can invite families or community members or other students to see the students' display. Students will feel confident and be able to explain what their project is about while also feeling passionate. This is an optional step students can take if they really like the project they did. Students can carry out one additional small project. They can plant native flowers in their community or on campus, make bird feeders, or clean up a local park. To wrap up the project, I'll have the students individually complete a reflection with the questions, what did I learn about protecting nature? How did my group work together? And finally, what will I do differently in the future? This is just an overview of what the calendar will look like in a whole. And finally, why is the project important? This project would be important for future elementary students because it helps them build a meaningful connection to the environment while learning about empathy, responsibility, and real-world problem solving at such a young age. It empowers them to take action in their own communities and develop a sense of concern for nature, as we are commonly told to leave the planet better than we found it. This project also encourages students to work with others and to incorporate technology to explore global and local environmental issues, while also broadening their understanding of how people everywhere are connected through shared responsibility. And that's the end of my project. Thank you.